Ron Usario. Rudy Caminero. Mark Moreno. Carlos Bello. Mayo. Louis Patron. Elliot Savitovich. Savage. Jesse Graham. Edgar Castaneda. Ivan Vega. Adriano. Adrian Jessup. The coaches, Armando Roland. Assistant coach, Victor Alonso. The head coach, Jorge Navarro. Manager, Rocco Guzman. For a point. University Dons. Number 1, Romeo Garrett. Kevin Meisner. Nick Clemens. Tyler Cesar. Aldo Alves. Robbie Diaz. John Barbera. Martin Savalvia, Motive. Justin Gava. Juan Buckless. Jason Weiner. Patrick Tatushka. Peter Schellenberger. John Bennett. Todd Morgan. KJ Lennon. John Laudarby. John Zimmer. Ben Trent. Bernardo Heiber. Nick Bandit. Dan Martin. The referees for today's game, center, George Hall. Number 1 assistant, Gilbert Ferdinand. Number 2 assistant, Gary Reed. Number 4, Sam Ferguson. Number 5, Larry Shelward. Please place the flag. Pay attention, please, for the national anthem.
From Donald W. Giddings Stadium on a campus of Patrick Henry High School, you're watching the CIF Final in Division III of Boys High School Soccer. It will feature the University of San Diego High School Dons against the Point Loma High School Pointers. I'm Greg Porter for George Lanham at Video Sports Productions. And let's get the lineups. First for the University of San Diego High School Dons. They're head coached by Brian Wood. The goalie, the keeper, will be Bernardo Heber. Number 2 will be the senior midfielder, Kevin Meisner. Number 3 will be the senior forward, or he plays midfield, Nick Clemens. Number 4, the senior, he's at a forward or midfield spot, Cesar Tyler. That's Tyler Cesar. Number 5, he's a junior defender, Aldo Olivas. Number 6, he got a red card and will not play in this game. He's a senior midfielder, Robbie Diaz. Number 7, the junior at defender or midfield, John Barberin. Number 8, the senior forward, Martin Svoboda. Number 9, the junior midfielder / forward, Justin Gaffa. Number 10, the senior midfielder, Juan Mackless. Number 13, a sophomore defense, Peter Schellenberg. Number 12, a junior, as we are underway here at Patrick Henry High School. Number 12 out there for Uni is Patty Tetuska, and he's a defender. The senior, number 14, at defense, John Bonet. The senior at defense or midfield, number 15, Todd Morgan. The junior, number 16, at defense, KJ Linehan. The sophomore, number 17, at defense, John Jarvie. The junior, number 18, at defense or midfield, John Zimmer. The sophomore, number 19, at midfield, Ben Trent. And the sophomore at midfield or forward, number 20, Nick Bandick. The keeper that will not be in today's game is Garrett Gove. And the other keeper that could come into today's game for the Dons is Dan Martin, and he's a junior. The head coach is Brian Wood. And now let's go with the lineup for Point Loma. Their keeper will be Mario Fernandez. The senior, number 2, Juan Gizarraga at defense. The senior, number 3, at mid-attacking, and that is Alberto Mendieta. The senior, number 4, at defense, Rudy Samaniego. The junior, number 5, is at mid-attacking position is Adrian Jessup. The senior, number 6, at a mid-attacking position, Edgar Castaneda. At captain, the junior, number 7, Mark Morera. The senior, number 10, at mid-attack is Luis Beltran. The junior, at defense and mid-attack, Carlos Belo. The senior, number 13, at center mid, Elliot Savitz, and he's also a captain in today's game. The junior, number 15, at post, Andrew Garcia. The senior, number 16, at defensive mid, Andrew Swecker. The senior, at post or mid-attack, is Ivan Vega, or he can play defense. A junior, number 18, at midfield, Jesse Graham. A senior, at midfield, number 19, Javier Perez. At midfield, the sophomore, number 21, Eric Leron. The junior, number 22, at defense, Abram Chavez. The junior, at defense or midfield, Julio Fajardo. And that is your lineup for the Point Loma Pointers head coach by Raimundo Roldan. He's been coaching them for 13 years. And now the ball to the wide for Point Loma. And now down the central for Beltran. Beltran makes a nice move and gets it to the wide out to his teammate, Castaneda, but he had a hard time with it, so it ends up back to Gizarraga, who drops it back off now to Morera, and Morera looking for his teammate on the run, and he could not get to it. Too much pace on the ball that time, and Heber has it and gets it across back into the defensive half for Point Loma as they are still on the ball. Savitz looking for a run down the right side. Adrian Jessup, and Jessup was not able to track that one down. Mario Fernandez, the keeper for Point Loma, and he was not the man who started off in the beginning of the season for Point Loma as their starting keeper. It was going to be Hugo Beltran. Also, David Vega was also a part in that, but the problem was they had, during the Christmas time period, injuries and problems off the field. There were 4 of their players that were injured in a car accident. And that created a major problem for Point Loma as they had to do some reshuffling. But Raimundo Roldan was able to do that. The man who, way back the last time that Point Loma won a championship, Raimundo Roldan was a part of that squad. And he has got him here in the championship game against the Dons. And Uni now on the attack. Here's a long blast. That a nice save as Fernandez is able to make the save going to his knees. He slingshots it out to Castaneda. Castaneda going to go the diagonal, and they'll work it to the right side of your picture for an attempt to get it up to the forwards, but it's taken away in the central. However, they get it back, and they long ball it to the backline player. And quickly running onto that one was John Jarby, but Jarby couldn't find his teammate. It was taken away to the wide now. As you see, there's Graham. Graham looking for his teammate in the space and nobody there. Back come the Dons. Not able to continue on that attempt as it was taken away by the Point Loma High School Pointers and sending it out of play. The Dons will throw it in. No score here in the first half of action. In Division III CIF Finals, Point Loma had a first-round bye as they came into the CIF playoffs with an 18-5-2 record, 9-2-1 in their league, and they came in with a first-round bye. And then in the second round, they played Coronado, a Coronado team who had beat Central Union. They beat the Islanders by a score of 4-0. And that put them in the semifinals against St. Augustine. And they were able to get by St. Augustine on penalty kicks, beating them 5-4 to get here to the championship game. On the other side of the ledger, Uni got a first-round bye, and then they played their second-round match against Madison, and they were able to beat Madison 4-3, but they came in an overtime scenario. And then they were matched up at Balboa Stadium against La Jolla. La Jolla, who had beaten Claremont and Santana to face the Dons in the semis. And the Dons were able to beat the Vikings 2-1 to get here to the semifinals. And quickly you see there a center ref instructing Edgar Castaneda on that last play. And now this ball is bending too much on a try for the far post, trying to get somebody to run onto it for the Dons. Still no score, and here's the goal kick. Nice drive all the way down. Boy, that was a good 60 yards or so. Here come the Dons, though. They win it and are back on their counterattack and not able to continue any further. Nick Clemens. Clemens on the near side run, and he was run off the ball, and Fernandez able to get it. Driving it back downfield. Up in the air. The back line with it now. Morera, a header back to his keeper, Fernandez. Fernandez just grabbing it in front of Juan Mackless and sending it off to the wide to get it started on a counterattack for Point Loma. Mentioned about Hugo Beltran. He was one of the keepers for Point Loma, and he had a leg infection and also had to have surgery on that leg. As in the 18-yard box, being able to make the save is Heber. Nice attempt that time as they got a flurry going around along the far side touchline and almost were able to get one by Heber. Coming back with it is the Dons. Juan Mackless. And that passed a little bit too much for Meisner to handle, the senior midfielder. Meisner probably thinking what he was going to do once he touched the ball and was not really watching that ball onto his foot. Kind of like a player in baseball, position player who doesn't make sure that they have the ball in their glove first before they're trying to make a play. And that ball just goes right by him. Of course, this one with the geometric designs, the world's most famous sport, the game of soccer, the Dons and the Pointers. No score here in the first half. The Dons with the throw-in. Greg Porter, happy to be with you on a beautiful day here at Patrick Henry High School. The 50-50 ball won by the Dons. And brought down, and a shot and a save by Fernandez. How did he make that save? He reached up with his right hand and was able to get it before it went in the net. A beautiful play by Nick Bandick. He brought the ball down and then was able to buy himself enough space, and he blasted one towards the far post. But Fernandez able to get up high and make the save. Beautiful save by Fernandez. Again, I mentioned he's a third-string goalie, but he's not playing like it today. Here's an attempted run down the left side by Castaneda. Too much pace on the ball, and so the back line will throw it in for the Dons. Tyler Cesar. And that one is headed back the other way now, and trying to get to it there was Beltran. He overrun it, and then he tried to get back and do a slide tackle, but going around him, nicely done there. Clemens on the ball now. Nick Clemens goes around one player, trying to go around two, but he's not going to be able to do it. Beautiful defense in the back. Point Loma now. Heading it up to midfield, trying to get a counterattack going, but nicely coming into space there was Patty Tatuska. Tatuska, a nice little run at midfield to play some good defense, reduce the size of the field. And now the Dons with the free kick here. Taking it, Tyler Cesar. Cesar's pass intercepted and back the other way now up to midfield. But the Dons still on the soccer ball. And it is headed out of action there, the far side touchline by Andrew Swecker, who got up and tried to prevent an opportunity by a striker to the wide of him. And to get a chance to regroup here. No score. The Dons had throw it in the attacking third, and Fernandez will be able to get this one. They say there was a foul on the play. And a quick restart. A trip into space going down that time was Ivan Vega. And quickly restarting it is Point Loma. Beltran to his teammate, who weaves, and then his pass is intercepted. He was looking for Gizarraga, and Gizarraga a little bit too far away from the ball. Coming back down to Central and looking for the run on the outside of Nick Bandick, but the closest man to the ball was Gizarraga, and the defender played that one very well to make sure that that ball goes past the goal line, and they have to get it restarted. Still no score in the first half, 40 minutes of action in a CIF final in Division III here at Patrick Henry. Beautiful day. Doesn't get too much better than this, especially when you're still talking about wintertime. Now down the middle, here's Bandick. Bandick runs into a player, and then it goes wide where Fernandez can hold on to it. Nice job into space as Bandick coming down the middle, looking for a big opportunity, but they were able to close well and cover for each other and take it away from Nick Bandick. And now on the counterattack, here's Castaneda. Castaneda down the middle. Castaneda looking for the run of his teammate on the outside, Luis Beltran, and Beltran was not able to get to it as it had too much pace for Beltran to handle it. Beltran trying to beat the defender on the outside, and he had Beltran covered very well. The throw in. Kevin Meisner bringing it up. Meisner's pass stolen away. He was looking for Nick Clemens in the central, and they got it away from him. And out to the wide is Point Loma. Point Loma still trying to maintain possession of the soccer ball, and they do. Here's Gizarraga with the long ball, and it's intercepted. And back quickly are the Dons in the central. That's Bandick. Bandick, the sophomore, got some more years to play on this team. Getting great experience today here in the CIF final. And now we have a foul and a quick restart for Uni. Center ref says not so fast, and you didn't put it in the right position. We don't care if you go fast, but make sure you get it in the right spot. Here comes Uni, and that one is going to be a trip against the Point Loma Pointers. So PHS going to give up a free kick here. Uni on the free kick inside the 18-yard box, all the way towards the 6-yard box, but it's headed out of there very quickly. And we have a foul, and that's going to work against Point Loma. So Uni continues the pressure in the defensive half of the Pointers. The Dons on the attack. Nice move there by Kevin Meisner. Meisner in the space, works it to Bandic, and Bandic was able to get that ball to roll off of Gizaraga in the space, and now they'll get a corner kick. Gizaraga gambling on that pass, and now he's going to give up a corner. Let's see if Bandic is not going to take it. He's going to try to receive it somehow on either a short pass, or let's see how they play this. And it's an in-swinger, and it's in the back of the net. It's a go, 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 Tyler Caesar scores it in the back of the net. He was able to get behind the defenders right there on the in the 6-yard box and right there on the line, and he was able to get it in the back of the net to finish for the Dons, and it's 1-0. Beautiful in-swinger on the corner kick, and they were able to finish, and Tyler was the man to do that. 1-0. Got to be able to cover them all along that line, that goal line, in that box. And if you don't do that, you create a situation where somebody is free, and Tyler Caesar was free, and he was able to get it in the back of the net. Now, as we restart, the score 1-0 off the header. Back with it now is Luis Beltran. The senior makes a nice move, but he can't go any further. They take it away from him. However, they get it back to the Pointers. And now here's Gizaraga from the back on his run. Trying to maintain control is Beltran. He can't do it. Nice job in the space, and Beltran is going to be guilty of a foul, and he might get a card on it. Let's see now. Trying to come back and make the play, frustrated that the man beat him on the run, and he will get a card. Beltran, the center ref, did not like Beltran's actions on that, and he's going to give him a card. Or actually, he's not going to give Beltran a card. He's going to give Gizaraga a card. So Gizaraga, he was complaining, and Gizaraga ends up being the man that gets the card, and he's going to come off. Juan Gizaraga, the senior now, and he comes off. And so they'll have the free kick with Nick Clemens to take it. Clemens up in the air, and it goes past the side of the net. They tried to get a header in that 6-yard box to go in the direction that they needed it to go, but it didn't work that time as their header attempt went awry. Back is Point Loma, down 1-0 here in the final of the 2002 CIF Soccer Championship. Along the right side, chasing it down. Point Loma trying to continue the pressure on their counterattack. Andrew Garcia on the run. But they couldn't get anything out of that particular sequence, so now it is going to be a goal kick. Pushed upfield. And in the space that time, trying to get up high and make a play. And we have a foul against the Dons. So foul against Uni, and it'll be a free kick. Since the last time we did the CIF finals, there's been appointed a new commissioner to the CIF, and that is Dennis Ackerman. And he succeeded Jan Jessup as the region's top high school sports administrator. And Ackerman, who's 49 years of age, has been the section's assistant commissioner since 1996. He has been named to the top post by the San Diego Board of Managers, comprised of the school district superintendents and the high-ranking public and private school officials from both San Diego and Imperial counties. Dennis Ackerman, the new CIF San Diego section commissioner. And now in the back, running on to it nicely there is Bello. Gets it to his teammate as they continue the counterattack and push it to the wide now on a beautiful run with the numbers there in the middle. Still on it, Point Loma, but standing tall right there in the defensive area. The defensive third, Patty Tatuska. Tatuska, the junior defenseman, playing very well in the space and creating the situation to stop that fast running attack that the Point Loma Pointers had going on. Boy, they really had some action going that time, and they had some numbers, but Tatuska was tough in his space, and he was able to derail that attempt. And now attacking on the defensive third, and a blast just over the side of the net. Just over the side of the top part of the net. The Dons trying to make it 2-0. Trying to beat Fernandez up high. They tried it earlier, and Fernandez reached out with the right hand, and he's not that he's extremely tall keeper, but Fernandez showed his leaping ability to get up in the air and protect the top part. Here they come again now, down the middle, and take it away in the central. Nicely done by Point Loma. Score still 1-0 on Tyler Cesar's goal off of the corner kick. The throw in the back now, Point Loma trying to group up here and get something going, and they quickly restart after the foul. Jesse Graham's centering pass is deflected, and the 50-50 ball is now won by Nick Bandick. Bandick finds his teammate over to Meiser, and Meiser's teammate sends it all the way down, but nobody there except for Fernandez, the keeper, and he drives it up towards midfield. Mendieta working to the wide. That time he was looking for his teammate Swecker, or take that back, Luis Beltran, who's out there, and was not able to find him. And actually, they say it was off of another player, off the Don. So now they get it restarted as Beltran throws it in. And we have a foul now, so a big opportunity here in the attacking third for Point Loma. Bello is going to take the free kick. Bello swings the bending ball, but the header comes out of the 18-yard box, but still on it is Point Loma. Big opportunity here in the 18-yard box. A collision. They still have an opportunity at it, and the foul is going to go against Point Loma. And actually, it was not a foul. It was an offsides call as Point Loma had a player behind the defense, last line of defense for Uni. As they get it restarted, looking around the near side touchline, and that ball too far in front of Nick Bandick. The throw in, Point Loma in the defensive third. 1-0, Uni leading. Kicked out of play by Point Loma. And actually, they say it last went off the Don, so Point Loma, there was a foul on the play, so Point Loma is going to have a free kick in their own defensive third. Taking it now is Savitz, Elliot Savitz. Savitz, the senior, part of this senior-laden squad. A numerous amount of seniors. Last I checked, there was 8 seniors on this Point Loma Pointers High School championship team here. Point Loma now on the move, down the middle, and an offsides call. Trying to make a move was Andrew Garcia, and Garcia didn't realize his teammate was offsides. They had a pretty good run going right there. In the back, a long ball all the way down, played near the far side touchline of our picture. And on it is Barberin. Barberin in the corner and swings one over the top of the net. But offsides call on the play. And it will be a free kick. And quickly getting it going is Point Loma. Point Loma on their counterattack, down 1-0. Not an insurmountable lead, but they need to get something going so they can maybe try to, at least if not tie the game, put something in the minds on the Dons that they need to seriously think about the ability of Point Loma to get one in the net. And the more and more you give the other guy confidence that you can't really attack very well, the more and more he really begins to kind of cheat and kind of take chances and really make it tough on your ability to try to come back. The foul, and it's going to be against Point Loma, so the Dons going to get the opportunity to get it going again. We talked about Dennis Ackerman being the new CIF San Diego commissioner. There's also a new assistant commissioner because Dennis took the spot as the head man and obviously vacated and left the assistant commissioner spot open. That's Bill McLaughlin now. He's the assistant commissioner under Dennis Ackerman. In the 18-yard box, a big try here for Uni. And it is gotten out of there by Point Loma. Very nicely done as they push it up to midfield. Talked about Bill McLaughlin. He was assistant principal in charge of student activities at Chula Vista High School. He's also a practicing attorney, had been from 1989 to 1997. He's the number 2 man, of course, and both appointments, as we mentioned earlier, as we have a player down on the field right now, and they're going to check on him for Point Loma. Both the positions of assistant and the head commissioner spot was, again, done by the CIF San Diego Section Board of Managers. Of course, comprised of school district superintendents and high-ranking public officials from San Diego and Imperial counties. And a Point Loma player down. Looks like he had a kind of a hip injury, and he is back in action as we restart. It's Point Loma now trying to continue their attack and their pressure on the Dons to try to get a goal and get the equalizer. Carlos Belo with the quick restart. Gets it over to Jesse Graham. Graham's nice pass. And converging to try to take it away from the Pointers, but they're still on it with Jesse Graham. Graham making good moves, dribbling, but he turned that time and nobody was there. Boy, that was dangerous. It's trying to track that one down was Juan Mackless, and Mackless almost got to that soccer ball. But, however, after diagonal, they long ball it down in midfield now with Graham. Graham drops it back for his teammate, and he pushes it out to the wide. At Point Loma getting their attack going and trying to get a run on the wide there was Adrian Jessup, and his teammate did not get to it. And back now are the Dons, and beautiful play in the space by Morera. And Morera still hustling. Morera still trying to get to the soccer ball. And they say that Morera was being pushed and hassled and wrangled with a little bit too much on the play in the space. And Morera checking the shorts and going to get the free kick. Up in the air by Kevin Meisner on that play, and it's going to be a foul against the Dons, and quick restart. Point Loma really exhibiting that in this CIF championship game. However, they're still down 1-0. Haven't been able to take advantage of it. The Dons with the throw-in in their own defensive half. And it looked like the center ref is going to give somebody a card. Either that or he's just writing a name down. The Dons going to throw it in from their own defensive half. Still 1-0 on the goal by Tyler Cesar in the first half here. The corner kick, a beautiful one, and Cesar took advantage of it and finished. In the back now, it's Ivan Vega, and Vega's pass, nobody on the wide side of the offensive attack for Point Loma. Brought in now, Bello at the midfield area. As he pushes up, and now they want to drop it back. And they go with the diagonal to Gizaraga. Over to Graham. Gizaraga doesn't get the return pass, and so the Dons winning the soccer ball. Mackless, his diagonal pass, too much on it. Jesse Graham trying to push it up, but real strong in the space, and the Dons have shown that. Individual play. Mackless. This pass is broken up. However, on it now is Meisner. Meisner and a foul. Meisner. And quickly, they get it restarted. Do the pointers, but Garcia not able to hold on to it there, and he's trying to get it again, the junior. And he might have got called for the foul, and he is. Trying to hamper Nick Clemens on his run. Tatuska drops it off for his teammate to get the restart going. Here's Nick Clemens. Clemens, the senior, his pass intercepted. Intercepted there by Morera. But here's Clemens again. Clemens trying to get around a defensive player to the wide side, but they say that Clemens fouled on the play and back quickly, trying to get a run back there, but the Dons retreating very well. Sending the ball all the way downfield on the long ball attempt to get things going towards a shot on the net. And that ball is going to be a free kick as it's brought all the way back down and a foul on the play. The Dons now in the space, continuing on to try to do whatever they can to try to make this a 2-0 game. Good passing here in the central. However, now foul and a quick restart. We mentioned Point Loma likes to do that. Here's the pass to Jesse Graham. Graham trying to make the last move around the defender. He could not do it. Beautiful play. One-on-one against Jesse Graham. However, the Pointers still have it. Brought in to Sabbats, and Sabbats trying to make the run, and he was looking for a whistle. Did not get it as far as a free kick is concerned. So here's Garcia. Garcia now, and they're going to work their passing game in the space, and a little bit too much that time by Sabbats. And Sabbats is going to get a foul on that play as he was pushing off. Sabbats a little bit too much on that attempt down the middle. And because of it, he is going to get a foul. Yeah, I take that back. I guess they say he's not going to, and so it is a throw-in. Looked like he was going to get a foul of pushing off, but center ref just declining to do that. And on the far side, nice hustle by Andrew Garcia. Garcia just hustling just to try to keep the ball into play. He really didn't have much of an opportunity, but sometimes if you just continue to hustle and be determined to get to the soccer ball, that's when great plays can be the outcome of your hustle. And even though in that particular instant, Garcia not being able to connect, might be able to connect in another instant. Now on the back line with two in the back, the deep back, they're able to get control of the soccer ball, the Dons. Making a smart decision there, John Jarvie, making sure that that ball was not touched by him since it was last touched by Point Loma. And now here's the free kick. John Jarvie after the foul. And the header. A little bit too far that time for Juan Mackless. So Point Loma in the deep back has it. Trying to get in position to get a counterattack going. A good one down the far side. Protecting the ball with his body. You saw Iban Vega. Gizarraga on his run. Hamper that time. And so the Dons able to regain possession of the soccer ball. And the Dons in the back now. Pushing it up in the space, but Bello is tough. To the near side now. Trying to make his move there was Mackless. But the Point Loma Pointers knocking it out of play. Throw in now by John Jarvie in the near side. Jarvie to Tyler Cesar, who scored the goal. And Cesar watches it be out of play on the near side touchline off Point Loma. And actually a foul is called on the play. And let's see what the center ref is actually going to do this time. Yeah, it's holding on to the ball right now, John Jarvie. Jarvie, the sophomore, got 2 more years. And surely he'd love to be in his CIF finals for 2 more years. He'd love to be on a team, a championship-type team, when you're a sophomore. Because you know you still got 2 more years and could possibly win it 3 years in a row. Which is an unbelievable feat. As that pass a little bit too far for the striker. And could not keep it in. Quickly, Point Loma with the restart. Down by a goal here in the first half. And time running out in the first half. Bello now on it. Bello finds his teammate. Castaneda now pushing forward. And that ball is all pushed by Heber. And they still are on it. On the outside, Garcia. Laron pushing it back to the wide now. Point Loma doing a good bit of passing here. Got some signs of possessing the ball and trying to make a good attempt at getting a good accurate shot on the net. At least they had that run, and Heber came off the line and decided to lay himself out there to try to get to that soccer ball. Unfortunately enough, he had his defenders back there, and the ball did not carry him in a way where they were not able to handle it on that sequence about 40 seconds ago. The throw in by the Dons. And that's going to do it. That is the end of the first half of action here at Patrick Henry High School in the CIF Division III Men's Soccer Championship game. And the score, it's 1 for University of San Diego High School, nothing for Point Loma. Minutes of high school CIF championship soccer left to play here at Patrick Henry High School in Division III. The University of San Diego High School Dons will be going from right to left on your picture screen, and at Point Loma High School Pointers will be going from left to right. 1-0 your score. Beautiful goal, and it was incorrect in the name that we gave at the time, so we will let you know, try to let you know about that later on through the game, but it is 1-0 the Dons as we are back underway. Elliot Savitz gets it up to Jessup off the deflection as they play tough in the back line. However, a little too tough that time. Free kick. Point Loma down by a goal. A very tight championship game here. W. Giddings, Don W. Giddings Stadium. And a save. Bernardo Heber, the keeper, who doesn't mind showing his aggressiveness. Did it the last few minutes of the first half. And coming out, again, coming after it. He's way up the line, and they can't do anything with it. The keeper for Point Loma, way off the line, Fernandez, and they just could not do anything with that opportunity, the Dons. If they could have, it would have been 2-0 because he had no chance to get back on a diagonal pass. But here they come down the middle. On that run, he gets it back, and he scores! The senior's gotta remember this one as one of his greatest plays in high school. Nick Clemens, individual run down the central, and then he gets the ball back off the back line of the Point Loma Pointers and puts it in the corner of the net. Great play by Clemens, and it is 2-0 University of San Diego High School. You don't see too many plays like that, but that one was one of the ones that the Dons truly enjoy when one of their individual efforts is finished and displayed like Nick Clemens just did. And now the crowd is going to begin to take its place as they will try and make it easier for their team out there to maintain what the girls team did, a 2-0 lead. Still plenty of time for Point Loma, and trust me, they have a lot of people here. Never seen Point Loma in a high school championship soccer game. And some of them in their own lifetime, 19 years. And the coach was the last one to feel how it is to win a championship at Point Loma in the world's most famous sport of soccer, Raimundo Roldan. He's been coaching them for 13 seasons now, and finally he's got them to the final game. They've got a lot of work cut out for them here in the space, playing tough, and nice individual effort again by Samaniego. And the defense. Samaniego on the near side touchline. Barberin throwing it in.
You can't stop it. You can't stop.
Barberin is pushed, but he maintains possession, giving it to his teammate there. That was Tatuska. Now we have a foul, and let's see. The center ref not going to pull the card. The junior, Barberin, will take it. He's going to have another year to play. Here's a diagonal pass. Headed all the way up to the defensive third, and he still maintained possession of it. The collision in the 18-yard box. And it is going to be a free kick. Juan Mackless will take it. Juan Mackless created it, and his teammate takes it. Kevin Meisner, and it was blocked out of play. 2-0 your score. Still plenty of time for Point Loma, but they've got their work cut out for them. 35 minutes left to play in a championship game. Headed out of play. And as you can hear now, the partisans for Uni make a noise. Corner kick. The Dons. Nice corner kick, but won by Point Loma in the box. And a push. Getting a little upset there. And a center ref letting Elliot Savitz know that you're getting a little too rough there. And even if he pushed you in the back, you've got to maintain your composure. Going to be a tough thing for Point Loma now that they're down by 2 goals. But here's Savage back on a counterattack. Good open play. Beautiful play in the open field. Nick Clemens. And a center ref, another verbal warning. And I get the feeling there are going to be quite a few of those, but he might just decide to go to the plastic to get his message across. As he pulled a few cards in the first half. Point Loma on the attack. Ball on the near side, but now want to add too much pace on it for Ivan Vega. Barberin from the back. He was looking for his teammate, and it went too far. However, on it now as they apply the pressure. The Dons. John Mackless. Nick Clemens trying to operate. He was pushed. Down at Central with a free kick. And he's going to go diagonal. The Dons from the wide. And that one was not even close to being a good pass, nor was it a good shot. Play ensues. Trying to control it, Ivan Vega into space, couldn't do it. And he gets a little emotion from the Uni crowd. Definitely not going to keep his spirits up. Down the middle. And he might have wanted to try a different type of play.
Snack bar.
Nick Clemens. Wasted opportunity that time. I'm sure he'll think about that next time. But the attack for University has been enough to get him that 2-0 lead. Urgency is not the situation for them. Trying to operate by himself. In the open space was Nick Bandick, the sophomore. And a foul. In the center circle. On a diagonal pass, the center ref deflected that one. And so it works for Point Loma now as they get a counter going. Trying to make the play and being tough as a keeper off the line. Heber doing a fine job in the top part of the 18-yard box. If Heber is not aggressive enough and not aware of what he's trying to do, that time it would have definitely been a 2-1 game. Heber making a good decision as the keeper. And if you're going to come off your line like that, you better be super aggressive and you better make sure that you get that soccer ball to your teammates. If not, you don't have much recourse. And you're probably going to be looking at a goal in the back of the net. Good degree of the time. Heber has been aggressive enough for the Dons at times. Shown his ability to have the soft hands, but so is Fernandez. As he's looking to get it to somebody, nobody was there. So he'll decide to kick it down to Central. But the Dons come back now. Every time they hold on to the ball, it's more time that Point Loma doesn't have. And to push. That one is right outside the box. Right outside the box, and a big chance again for the Dons to see if they can get it over the top and in the net. Right through, and finding it is Mario Fernandez. And boy, for a guy who's the third man to play keeper for Point Loma, he's done quite a job here in the championship game. Because that ball, he had to find at the last moment as it was through the back line. And here he comes again. Keeping him in this game. Still has 27 minutes and 41 seconds left to play. And that could get you kicked out. And the center ref is going to talk to the linesman and find out what happened. And he won't get kicked out. He'll have a yellow card. As those yellow cards, the plastic has been issued quite a bit in the first half. And it's the same thing here in the second half. And coming out is Ivan Vega. Ivan just maybe inadvertently on the giving the ball up. Didn't know the player was there. And he takes it in good, good atmosphere, good attitude. But he comes out. And they have the substitution. We'll mention the player as it touches the soccer ball. The Georgetown Video Sports Production here at Patrick Henry High School. Watching the CIF final 2002. And it is a 2-0 lead for the University of High School Dons, San Diego High School. And Ivan Vega off the substitution to the near side will come back in. And substitution for now Uni, as they are going to get 2 fresh players in. Actually get 1 fresh player into the contest. Corner kick for Point Loma. Still lots of time left here in the second half. But they got their work cut out for them. They're down by 2-0. 25.5 minutes left to play. On the corner kick is a good one, but Heber has it. Heber just decided to take the line drive, and he was right there where he needed to be. Didn't allow a rebound. Juan Mackless in the open space. And coming way out at the top of the line where he can still grab the soccer ball with his hands is Hebert. As coming down was Carlos Velo for the Pointers, trying to make a bid to cut the lead in half. Mario Fernandez off of Nick Clemens. Bello goes by it. And pushed by Point Loma. Free kick. USDHS leading 2-0, but now here's Point Loma on a counterattack. Down to Central. And coming over to try to make a defensive play, John Harvey. And Harvey might have got a hit with a knee up in the facial area, and he is not feeling good. That could have drawn blood for Harvey. He definitely took that one, and he's going to come out. Harvey trying to find out where he is at. Woozy, and they're going to get another player. Brian Wood will get somebody in for Harvey, because he's going to need attention. Yeah, so he definitely drew blood as he got that one up in the nose area. And we hope Harvey does not have a broken nose. They'll get some ice on that. Free kick. Throw in. As I mentioned before, this game of soccer It's not one of those games. If you thought it was one of those games that was not take a lot of determination, take a lot of pain and blood, sweat, and tears, you're not thinking about the game of soccer, because it does. The game that doesn't have a lot of padding, unlike others.
On the way, Meisner, on the way, on the way!
In the open space. The foul, and that one going against Kevin Meisner, the junior. And the push on the back by Andrew Garcia. And so the Dons, with 22 minutes and 24 on the clock, going to have a free kick. And remember, they already have the 2-0 lead. They don't need to score again. Just keep the ball away from the maroon and white of Point Loma. Or at least that's the way it looks on your camera, maroon and white. In the back of the 18-yard box with the free kick. Point Loma needing a lot of touches. They need to possess the soccer ball. But Uni doesn't allow them to hold it for long. As Clemens down, weaving his way. It's taken away from him. And now in the back, Vega helping out. With only one in the back, trying to chase it down is Juan Mackless. Samaniego. Down to Central. Samaniego, and offsides was Juan Mackless. Samaniego quickly restarts. That's one of the things the charges of Raimundo Roldan have done in this game. They like to get it started quickly. They don't wait around. And of course, they like to do that and try to catch the Don sleeping with about 20 minutes left to go in this CIF final and try to get one in the back of the net. A collision. They're going to play on. Beautiful move, but Samanego's there, and so is his teammate, who helps him, Ivan Vega, in the back. Nice anticipation by Vega. Samanego was beat on the play. Point Loma from their own defensive half. Throw it in. They're going to get substitution. Andrew Swecker into the contest, and Luis Beltran into the contest. Replacing Vega and Guzaraga. Inside 20 minutes left to go at 19.5. Point Loma has to have that sense of urgency. They're down by 2 scores, not 1. But I've seen it happen to where you get the one, the second one seems to be a little bit easier to try to achieve. But Coach Brian Wood is saying you've got to get the one. And a pass a little bit too far. Swecker was there. The back line to the outside. He was looking for his teammate to do something with it. Nothing happening there. Point Loma bringing it back from the back. Down to Central.
Thank you, thank you.
The touches are Uni's right now. Through ball, and in the back of the net. Martin Swoboda, a great shot, just inside the near post. Beautiful play. And again, another individual run and a finish. Three to nothing, Uni. Number 8 to score for Uni. 3 to nothing. On the outside, beating the defenders. And they say it was offsides. Offsides call. And again, Point Loma, they don't wait for long. They get it started again. 17 minutes. And what does the fans do, the partisans, the alumni, the student body do for Uni? Just keep that fresh sense of attacking style going as they continue to let their students know out on the field that they're behind them. Andy corner. Going to be a corner kick for Point Loma, and they definitely need to make something out of this one. Down by 3. 16, inside 16 and a half left to go. Still time, but they need to get something here, and cannot do it. Hebert. Hebert tees it up. Robbie Diaz coming into the contest. Another fresh player for the Dogs. Indirect free kick. That's going to work against Point Loma. And Point Loma getting a little frustrated now. And it's in a ref beginning to warn them again. The warm day beginning to take its toll on Point Loma and their mental processes as they are down 3 to nothing. Something you have to build on being in these championship games. And Uni, a school that doesn't fear the championship game, doesn't have a problem with it. They take it almost like any other game. But yet they don't, because they continue to come out winning championships in multiple sports. Andy corner. In the back, Samaniego. Intercepted down in the central. Point Loma, for a number of years, a football power. Division III. And produced the likes of 49er J.J. Stokes. Here's one, right on Mario, and he makes the save again. Boy, has Fernandez had a great season, and nobody had him as the man in the nets at the beginning of the year. But fortune had it, and he is there, and he has stood tall, showing the depth of the Point Loma High School soccer program. Point Loma getting a little more physical as the game goes on, and seen in the high school game that is when players start to get ejected, and it's sad to see because they lose their composure, lose their sportsmanship, and ruin what is good about getting to the championship in the first place. As you saw in evidence there, hopefully you didn't in the video. A lot different than the kind of stuff we do in the youth soccer scenario. The outside now. Obviously warned of that type of sportsmanship and play ahead of time, but sometimes it just seems to slip away when you want something so bad. And Point Loma definitely, as the wind blows a little more, has played their hearts out to get to this scenario, and have waited so long and had a lot of things happen. Their coach Raimundo Roldan has said that no matter what happens in this championship game, we're going to come out of this season regular and post as champions because of what we've accomplished despite adversity. I mentioned about the 4 players that were involved in accidents, car accidents during the Christmas break. The starting keeper, who had to have a repair on his vertebrae in his back. Still at the school, though. The second goalkeeper, Hugo Beltran, who had a leg infection, was not able to go. And more than likely, he is doing better. But then they had to go to the third man, Mario Fernandez, and Fernandez has stepped up large to keep this game as close as possible. But he's facing a foe that is used to these championship games, and they have displayed it again today. 10 minutes and 25 seconds left to play, as they can just be happy to play keep away. And a foul in the open space. Starting quickly, but it doesn't matter as they're able to intercept and go back the other way. Going around in the 18-yard box, another try at a goal. Cesar Tyler. Point Loma now, coming back. Inside 10 minutes left. Still time, but they've got to score, and they got to score rapidly. Down 3-0. Man, a big opportunity there again, but not this time. Assisting Raimundo Roldan in trying to keep this thing together this year as it gets a couple of fresh players in the unis. University of San Diego High School Dons now to do a substitution. Victor Alonso. Assistant coach taken away by Unic. And a nice save on the low side by Fernandez. Oh, he's played an outstanding game. Done everything possibly he could do in the first half. He robbed the opportunity of it being a 4-0 game right now by making a save in the first half on a ball that was ticketed for the top side of the net with his right hand. He's made other good decisions at coming off the line. But the Dons are not going to be, if the score holds up in 7 minutes and 50-some seconds left to go, the CIF champions without having a good keeper themselves. And Heber has stepped up and done the job this year, and it's shown it here again today. Because there has been some opportunities, but he's made sure that those don't end up back in the net. And all keepers know that's the bottom line. Don't let it end up in your net. 2-on-2, 2v2. And saving it, and then there's Fernandez coming off again. Oh my! What a play by Fernandez, and he got held by Samaniego, and the Dons have a player down. And we'll take a timeout as we check on a hustling Juan Mackless, who tried individually to make another great play for University. They call him Chicho, and it's nice to see him running off the field. And a lot of that was due to Fernandez, who risking everything, every part of his body to make the play. Yeah, I mentioned earlier, as two other keepers, maybe he took it upon himself to say, we've had misfortune at the keeper spot, but you know what? They would, if I get the chance, they would want me to play my best. And he has definitely done that in this game. But at the same time, the Dons have put a lot of pressure on him, and they've been able to crack the defense of the Point Loma High School Pointers and get it in the net 3 times. Here's a diagonal pass, trying to get it, and he has it in the corner. Gonna run out of real estate there in the goal line area. 5 minutes and getting close to 5.5 left to play. That's not accounting injury time. Diagonal pass intercepted at midfield, and here they come again. University of San Diego High School, Dons pass back at a corner in the box, and too much English on it that time. Too much English on it that time, and he couldn't finish. On the near side, and Point Loma can't keep it in. Been a good day of soccer, though. Beautiful conditions here at Patrick Henry High School. And there's more to come here on Championship Day, first weekend in March. Love to see it. And a yellow card is going to be issued. And that was because Javier Perez got in the way of the quick restart off the free kick. He was too close. And he comes out. You wonder if Raimundo Rodon's club will end up like Fallbrook, where they're not back here next year, or you wonder also if this is just the beginning, where they are going to continue to come back. The only problem with it is, if you're thinking for Point Loma, they are going to lose quite a few players off of this soccer team, and it's going to be tough albeit probably the same scenario that Fallbrook had, being coached well and not being able to make it to the championship game in D1. And a push. And a yellow card. And Elliot Savitz coming out of the contest. Savitz losing his cool, and the frustration has definitely took hold inside 20 minutes. And no doubt, maybe for Savitz, that's it. Just can't say he hasn't had a good season because he got in the finals. And you couldn't help but think, if you're student body of Point Loma, what would it have been if you had those other 4 players in the big dance, in the big game today? But that is not to be. And they've had to work with what they've had. And Uni has just had a little bit more of what is needed to win it. As we look at 2 minutes left to go, 2.5. And we get the restart off the free kick. Hustle has definitely been the case in this game. And Uni shows it again there, as late in the game, you know, not much in the tank, but they're able to get back. They've shown the skill, they've shown the ability to weather the storms, and there's been some. As Hebert has come off his line and found himself in the middle of it, but he's made the play and his teammates have been able to recover. Some decisions are not so good and they result in a goal, but Hebert has been able to make the right one at the right time. And you have to have that in order to get to a level of success. And you have to also have that to win the championship. And the Dons have had that today also. And getting back. The offsides call. And Point Loma, who's going to lose numerous seniors. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 unofficial seniors going to be left off this squad. And no doubt, it's got to hurt because you know that you got to the championship game, but you didn't win it. And you can do nothing to help your student teammates in the future to try to get it. You got to move on. But after a season like they had this year, with the Christmas break, there's no doubt that nobody thought that they would be able to make it to the championship game. And so you can at least, if you're Point Loma, think about those that you beat getting to the championship game and didn't think you were going to do that. And even though you end up, the way it looks right now, as a shutout, you still appeared with your name as a runner-up, and you'll get that runner-up patch. Throwing it, getting it back in the field of play. Morera in an 18-yard box and a try, and he'd love to have that one back. Beltran, love to have that one back. He didn't get it off his foot the way he would have liked it. to try to keep it from being a shutout. The double whistle and the championship of 2002. University of San Diego High School Dons winning 2 back-to-back championships in girls soccer and in boys soccer. The girls winning it 2-0 over Coronado, and the boys winning 3-0 over a team that hasn't appeared in the championship school in 19 years, but they got here this year.
By Bill McLaughlin, Assistant Commissioner for the CIF, and Brian Quinn, Head Coach San Diego Soccer's 2-time Most Valuable Player, member of the U.S. National Team.
Raimundo Rodon has a lot to be congratulated for. He's a champion himself, and he did the last time Point Loma was in the big
Representing and the runner-up first.
And his students went through a lot this year, but they made it to the big dance, and they fall short. We'll have a wrap-up in a minute.
And you quicker. Scoville, Kevin Heiser, Nick Clemens, Tyler Cesar, Aldo Olivas, Robbie Diaz, John Barbarian, Martin Savovia, Justin Gaffa, Juan Marcos, Jason Weinhardt, Patrick Matuska, Peter Schellenbarger, John Bennett, Todd Morgan, KJ Lenahan, John Jarvie, John Zimmer, Ben Trent, Bernardo Hyber, Nick Van Dyck, and Dan Martin. Congratulations. Pursuing victory with honor is an operating principle of the CIF and the San Diego section. Today, the coaches, the tournament directors, the officials, and the commissioners honor a player who competed with dignity and respect for his opponent, his team, and his community.
The young women from the University of San Diego High School championship team coming out to congratulate the young men who just won their championship. What a day it has been for the school of University of San Diego High School. But Point Loma has had quite a finish to an unbelievable year for them. And anytime you haven't been somewhere, your school hasn't been somewhere in many years, and then you get there and you do it through adversity. Like I mentioned, the 4 players off the team that were injured during the Christmas break. And then you get your keeper playing the way he did, Mario Fernandez. You can feel nothing but good things. Even though the seniors don't end up with a championship, they get the runner-up, and who knows, they never would have thought of that when they first came to the school. I hope you enjoyed all the action here from Patrick Henry High School, the Donald W. Giddings Stadium, one that has a revamped synthetic turf. And you take care, and hopefully we'll see you around in the CIF finals again next year. Take care and God bless.